Khaled Hosseini's A Thousand Splendid Suns is a powerful novel set against the turbulent backdrop of Afghanistan from the 1960s through the early 2000s. It tells the intertwined stories of Maryam and Layla, two women from very different backgrounds whose lives converge in tragedy, resilience, and ultimately love. The novel begins with Maryam, the illegitimate daughter of Jalil, a wealthy man, and Nana, his housemaid. Raised in isolation and shame, Maryam longs for her father's affection, but is betrayed when he marries her off at 15 to Rashid, a much older shoemaker in Kabul. Rashid is initially kind, but after Maryam suffers multiple miscarriages, he becomes abusive and controlling. Parallel to Maryam's story is Layla, born years later into a loving, educated family in Kabul. Layla grows up with dreams of a brighter future, nurtured by her parents and her childhood friend and later love, Tariq. But the Soviet invasion, civil war, and Taliban rise devastate her world. When her parents are killed in a rocket attack, Layla is left vulnerable. Rashid, now older and crueler, takes her as his second wife. At first, Maryam resents Layla, but over time, the two women form a deep bond. They share the pain of Rashid's abuse and the struggle of raising Layla's children, Aziza and later Salmai. Their friendship becomes the emotional core of the novel, showing how solidarity can flourish even in the darkest circumstances. Key themes: female resilience. Maryam and Layla endure oppression, yet find strength in each other. War and survival. Afghanistan's decades of conflict shape every aspect of their lives. Love and sacrifice. Their bond and Maryam's ultimate act of sacrifice highlight the power of love. Oppression and patriarchy. Rashid embodies systemic cruelty, while the Taliban enforces brutal restrictions. The middle arc intensifies as Rashid's violence escalates. Layla secretly maintains contact with Tariq, who returns after years in exile. Their reunion rekindles hope, but Rashid discovers the truth and attempts to kill Layla. In a climactic moment, Maryam intervenes, killing Rashid with a shovel to save her friend. The climax is Maryam's sacrifice. Knowing the Taliban will execute her, she accepts her fate to protect Layla and her children. Her death is both tragic and heroic, symbolizing the resilience of Afghan women who endure unimaginable suffering yet preserve dignity. The resolution follows Layla and Tariq as they rebuild their lives in Kabul after the fall of the Taliban. Layla honors Maryam's memory, teaching her children about the woman who saved them. The novel closes with a sense of hope. Though scarred by war and loss, Afghanistan and its people continue to endure, and love remains a force of survival. Hosseini's prose is lyrical, emotional, and deeply empathetic, weaving personal stories with historical events. The title itself comes from a line in a 17th century poem by Saib ibn Tabrizi, celebrating Kabul's beauty. One could not count the moons that shimmer on her roofs, or the 1,000 splendid suns that hide behind her walls. Ultimately, A Thousand Splendid Suns is about the endurance of women, the brutality of war, and the redemptive power of love. It begins with isolation, crescendos in violence and sacrifice, and ends with hope and remembrance.